Hello, 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 Clash Royale fans. Guess what it's time for? That's right, more Clash Royale All Stars. Hello, everybody. How you doing? I'm Rich Layton-Caster for Clash Royale League. We are back with day 4 of the Clash Royale All Stars, and ooh boy, what a day it's going to be. The lineup is going to be phenomenal. We'll have that up on the screen here for you in just a couple of moments, but the action's already been great. The duel mode has already been fantastic, and I am super excited for yet another day of Clash Royale. No special guests today on the cast. It's just me all by my lonesome hanging out with you, but again, have another one coming in tomorrow, and then a very special guest on Sunday as well. And maybe I'll get one for Saturday. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But I'm very, very excited for it. You can see some of the people in the chat throwing the lineup there. Oh, yes. If you're here watching on YouTube, the lineup is actually in the description. So go ahead and jump on it. That lineup, there we go, a little bit of water for me. That lineup ready to go, and it's going to be a good one. So check out the description. Not only does that have the lineup itself, oh, here we go. Boom! There's today's matches. Bale versus Belly to kick things off. Ruben versus Jack. Who is excited for that one? Xbow Master and Lucas. Mohamed Light and Line. Elsiop versus I Am JP. Hajime and Pompeo. Miniminter and Wallace. Ooh, that's going to be spicy. Razzer and Anaban. And then, of course, Sweep taking on the loser of our opening match between Bale and Belikin. So that's going to be a fun one as well. Super excited for it. We are co-streaming on both YouTube and Twitch, so if you have a preference, you can go ahead and watch wherever you like. But, yeah, I'm going to be here primarily on YouTube. But if for those of you guys on Twitch, guys, I'll pop in every once in a while and say hello. What's up, Thanos, over there on the Twitch side of it, and everyone here on the YouTube side. I'm very excited to have you here as well. If you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Although if you're already here, you probably have already subscribed to the channel. And, yes, here we go, taking a look at the actual bracket stuff for today. Jupiter and Schwarzen. Pretty high, far along in the upper bracket, in the undefeated bracket, if you want to call it that one. So one of those two will remain undefeated as they go on in the matchups. Ruben and Jack also in the upper undefeated bracket, along with Xbow Master and Lucas, Miniminter, Wallace, Razzer, and Anaban. That's going to be a fun one. Razzer and Anaban, excited to see those two go head-to-head, but I'm guessing for everybody that Ruben versus Jack is the marquee matchup of the day, and you understand why. One of the greatest 2.6 players to ever play the game, one of the best hot cycle players overall. And then, of course, Ruben, who might just be the greatest of all time. And, yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to argue against that one at this point. On the lower bracket, the elimination bracket, facing a trip home rather than a trip on, you have some guys waiting for opponents, Igor, Yakitori, Boss, Benzer, and Sweep. Of course, you see in grayed out the players who've already been eliminated from the tournament. Hajime and Pompeo will face a loser leaves town type of matchup. I Am JP and Elsiop as well, and then Mohamed Light and Line. Mohamed and Light and Line. It's so exciting, so strange to see them meeting on the lower bracket on the elimination side, but you know, everyone takes an L every once in a while. We'll see if they can keep those W's going and move their way on into this big-time prize pool. And let me tell you something about this prize pool, folks. It is absolutely no joke. Are you guys getting sounds from the game right now, or are you guys not getting game sounds? Because I am seeing nothing on my... I'm taking a look at something. I'm seeing nothing on the sound register. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to switch something up and see if that kicks some sound back in. But for the moment, at least, I'm going to check with production and see what's up with the sound. Because I think I'm not getting any sound either at the moment. Let's see. Some people saying I love Clash Royale. Issa King, what? I am at school. Congratulations being at school. I may be paying attention to your lessons there. Sandy, the OP mod over here on YouTube. Yeah, there is no sound at the moment. So I'm talking to production right now on where the sound is, but at the moment we're not getting anything from their side. So I will keep you guys posted as I find out more from there. Might have to go ahead and reload this or find out what's going on with them. I'm just going to ping them one more time. Who is winning? Says Isain Batista. Well, we saw the brackets already. Some people winning, some people losing. Over on the Twitch side, Sam saying what's up, Klein saying what's up. Yeah, no sound coming through here. We'll see if they do get that sorted. Let me go ahead. I'm going to do one of these. I'm going to pop out here. I'm going to go ahead and reload up the clean feed and see if that fixes our sound challenges. Give me 1 second here, folks. And we'll see if that actually gets the sound up and running more appropriately. Very strange. Very strange indeed. Yes, it's configured. Why is there not Morton? Morton decided he's going to be a competitive sword fighter from now on. It's a more dangerous pursuit, but the rewards are very, very high. So yeah, he's not doing Clash Royale anymore. He's competitive sword fighting. That's why there's no Morton today. Good luck to him on that one, by the way. You know, it's definitely a dangerous profession, but someone's got to do it. Let's see. We have background sound only on the counter screen, game, and ending. So, okay. Well, we'll find out. I think it's snowing pretty hard here, says Taylor Wong. Well, good luck there. What's the prize pool? The prize pool is pretty impressive, and let me go ahead and tell you the breakdown for it. I just saw it minutes ago. 1 second here, folks. Where are you, list of prize pool information? I had it earlier today. Where are you, prize pool? It was something like $17,000 for first, if I remember correctly, and $5,000 for second, and $3,000 for third. So, yeah, I do think that's a pretty cool prize pool overall. Sitting here waiting on our first match, and our first match is going to be Bale and Bellicon. And I'm still trying to work on making sure that we get sound, but I'm hearing nothing. My face cam is really laggy. So ProBro, well, I don't know what to do at the moment about the face cam, guys. It seems like the whole system is a little bit more laggy today than it was the other day, although my CPU is doing okay. But checking with production right now to see what everything else is going on. And by the way, those of you who want to follow along with the bracket, here is the bracket over in the YouTube side. You can find it there and follow along with all the action as we go through all the way to Crown the King, hashtag Crown the King. If you want to go ahead and tweet hashtag Crown the King, maybe your tweet will show up here on the stream. And I'm checking up on some of the stream health stuff myself, guys, so I will try to get all this figured out the best that I can. And hopefully we can figure it all out. Here we go. Let's jump into our first game. Belly and Bale. And we still have no game sounds. Okay. Oh, wait. I think now we're getting them. Are you guys hearing something? There we go. Now we got a little bit of game sound coming in. So you gotta remember, guys, that this is going to be in dual mode. What does dual mode mean? It means that much like in Clan Wars 2's dual mode, in fact, the exact same way, you cannot play any card in more than one deck. So how does that impact us? Well, you're seeing Cannon Cart, Mortar, probably Graveyard here for Bale, meaning that none of those cards you see from Bale can be played in Game 2 or in Game 3. And same thing on the other side with Giant, with St. Bellicon running Giant Skeleton and Royal Giant. None of those available as well. Let me go ahead and give you guys a little more game sound, guys. I'm worried that they're going to turn the game sound up on the production side. I don't want to blow out your speakers in your ears. Are there any Twitch English streamers? Uche, I am also on Twitch. I am co-streaming this on both Twitch and YouTube. So you can go get this on Twitch as well if you prefer to watch on Twitch. Twitch.tv/RichSlate is where you can find it. Knight in front of the Hunter on the right-hand side for the Spaniard. Pulled back by the Fisherman. And delivery in response to the Graveyard here from St. Belikin. Do I like snow? Taylor Wong. I used to be a 30-day-a-year skier as a kid, and then tore my ACL freestyle skiing. So, yes, I love snow. Did blow up my knee doing it. A lot of Royal Giant shots on the right-hand side. 1282 remaining. Bellicon with no excellent way to defend against graveyards. Although has to be happy that he hasn't seen the poison come out yet. Has to go ahead and throw both the Zappies and EQ in there. Not happy about that one, of course. There we go. Let me know if the game sound is a bit too loud now. I want to make sure I'm not blowing out anyone's ears here. But it should be at a pretty level. Is there a stream in Spanish? Yes, there is. Go to Koji-san's page for the stream in Spanish. And let's working on that right-hand side. 2 cannon carts against the Royal Giant. Graveyard in for the moment. Bellicon in the lead. The question is, how well can he hold on? That giant skeleton. So here's the thing about this matchup, right? I saw someone else earlier say that the Bale has it. The game is 100% matchup based, and the Bale has the matchup. I don't agree that Bale necessarily has the matchup here because of that giant skeleton's ability to keep stuff from crossing the bridge. He might have an advantage, but I wouldn't say it's a deadly advantage. Game sounds a little bit too loud. Yeah, I can go ahead and work on that one. But that's also one of the things I really like about dual mode, is that matchup is definitely not random after game number 1 in particular. And game number 1, obviously, I think as players begin to learn more and more about dual mode and actually research their opponents and not just go in with whatever deck they want to play with, but go with decks that they're choosing for their opponent more specifically in dual mode, I think we'll see more changes as in regards to how that functions. And yeah, here we go. Bale does end up pulling things out, I think. Poison comes in, doesn't need it. Graveyard does it. GG, well played. And welcome to all the fans. I believe Japanese fans here waiting for Jack over on the YouTube chat. So welcome to all of you. I hope that you're not cursing in Japanese in the chat there, but I do appreciate having all of you guys here. And good luck to your guy. But for now, we are on our first match of the day, Bellicon and Bale. GG to Clash Royale Esports. No, Jon Snow. But I'm not. I mean, I'm not going to read your Reddit link right now. You can send it to me on Twitter, maybe, and I'll read it. But that's Reddit. And right now, what we're doing is esports, Clash Royale competition. Game number 1 goes to Bale, who was really, really good for Dig this year. Maybe he wasn't as consistent as he would have liked to be throughout the season, but he had his big moments, some really solid 1v1 play over the course of the CRL season. Was probably the brightest spot on the Dig roster this time around. Cody Go, of course, had that great sweep in the opening match of the season, but wasn't able to continue with that same level of success. So we should be here with game number 2 in just a couple of minutes here. And I don't know what Chen just spammed there, but I'm going to say, I guess it's Jack, is my guess. I don't know exactly, though. Yeah, guys, if you're seeing a lot of Japanese here, that's, I believe, because our next match is going to be Jack. And the Japanese fans out in force. Huge Clash Royale community in Japan. A big part of why, of course, CRL World Finals in 2018 was in Japan because of a huge and very active Clash Royale community. So welcome to everyone. I enjoyed Tokyo tremendously. Best food I ever had anywhere traveling was throughout Tokyo. So yeah, pretty cool. And welcome. I wish you guys luck. It's going to be a tough one, though. Jack and Ruben, that's a fire matchup, right? That's the one that we're all here to see. Let's see. Someone saying, LC Matt, I disagree with you over on the Twitch chat about it being scripted. If it were so scripted, then why do people win GCs over and over again? You look like my class teacher. Okay. Well, your class teacher must be a very good-looking and likable guy with an excellent voice. That's what I think about your teacher. Miner to the right-hand side. Bats in response. Where's Andrew? My guess is in Los Angeles, where he lives. Dark Prince in response to the Barb Barrel. Giant Skeleton. Man, I remember a time when Giant Skeleton basically wasn't in head-to-head play whatsoever, and then suddenly it's back. And Belly not liking seeing that Giant Skeleton because he knows it's going to make it really hard to get much across the bridge here. I wonder if he's going double Prince here, though. I believe this is Goblin Giant double Prince rather than Goblin Giant Sparky. Could be wrong. But Belly knows that that Giant Skeleton is going to be havoc for him. Hey, let's go ahead and time you out there. Yeah, there we go. Arif saying, Rich, so you think we'd benefit from more air wind conditions? Hound is not really a wind condition. Having other wind conditions than Balloon would make the game a bit less competitive. Interesting. Let's see. That's an interesting question. Another aerial wind condition. I wouldn't hate it, actually. I wouldn't hate another aerial wind condition. I mean, I think Lava Hound is as much of a wind condition as Giant or Golem or E-Giant or Giant Skeleton or Goblin Giant or any of the big things. I think it's a good one. But yeah, I wouldn't. Another aerial wind condition wouldn't be bad. It would mix things up a bit. Hint, hint. Clash Royale Esports. Double Prince in, and this is really what Belly wants, is for that Prince on the right to escape. Good cycling back around for Bale. But if he can stick this Giant Skeleton back here, Bellicon now has a good chance to redevelop from the back. And that's exactly what he does. He hits 10, redevelops from the back with the Goblin Giant. Belly has a pretty good shot here, 1993 to 2016. We'll see what he does with dual lane pressure here. Bar Barrel from the back. It's not going to be available for a Dark Prince. So we'll see if he does Dark Prince on the right-hand side. He can pick up that Movie Dragon and put pressure on the right-hand lane. Bale low on Elixir. Good pickup there from the Goblin Giant. Remember, Dark Prince is back in cycle here, so we might see him push now right behind the Goblin Giant. There we go. Some roller skates on the Goblin Giant, trying to get that to the tower as quickly as possible. Can he beat out the potential bomb tower pickup? Looks like he will. Goblin Giant gets one stab, does not get a second. Dark Prince being controlled by the Ice Wiz. At the moment, Bale's holding on. And this might be a chance for him to turn around some momentum, but Bellicon doing a good job as we move into sudden death and overtime. And the other thing he's doing a good job of right now, and Belly needs something for this balloon. I don't know if he can get around the bats in time. That's going to be a pretty big balloon connection, I believe. Do they stop it? The balloon does drop. Belly not happy about that one. Dark Prince pulled back by the... Oh, a nice fireball zap here. Does it connect before the bomb goes off? It does not. Still, Goblin Giant does connect. And just like that, Bellicon's back in the lead. 90 seconds left, 6:53 to 9:46. This is going to be a good one here. Balloon to the right-hand side. Not a lot of responses to the balloon here for Belly. Has to zap. Can he get bats down in time to kill that balloon? It doesn't zap. Does stop the balloon with the bats though. Still hold on to that lead for a second, but very, very thin. Razor thin. And he has to make sure he's back around and ready for that next balloon push. no true way of controlling. Zaps and take care of some business on the right-hand side, and now Prince behind Goblin Giant. Giant Skeleton going to clean up a lot of that, though, except for the Goblin Giant, unless there's a NATO and a bomb tower. There's the bomb tower, does clean things up. But the Prince will go down, I believe, pretty quickly, and it does that Giant Skeleton bomb. Here we go. Dark Prince in front, Miner goes right to the back. Spears go the opposite direction, and a great NATO out of Bale. This is a tough matchup situation for Belly. Fireball, trying to pull it off. Does keep the ball. No! A little miscalculation. Bellicon just miscalculated by a hair, and the tower goes down, and he knows it. He knows that he just barely thought that that tower was actually going to drop. Needed the zap on that one. Didn't get it done. Very, very challenging moment. And JK the Cuber, I think this is a good matchup for Bale, and we'll get it'll change the stats here in a moment. There was no real great way for Belly to control the balloon, and Bale had lots of ways to stop and pull the Goblin Giant. Just needed to really get things moving the correct way. Sam over on the Twitch side saying, I don't want another air wind condition because I'm scared what Lava Hound will become. Yeah, maybe. That could be challenging. Rich, do you like spicy chicken pad thai? I tend to just go with normal street pad thai. But do you? Let's see. It's 10 p.m. in your place. Congratulations. What do I think about the tweets of paying Clash Royale players and their staff? Looks like they quit their CR session. Maybe. I mean, everyone's contracts do come up at a certain point. That's how these contracts usually works. There is an Espanol caster. It's over on Twitch. Koji-san. And here's the match everyone wants to see. And I guarantee you, you see all those characters in chat. You see all that Japanese. This is what they are here for. The Japanese fans super excited for one of the most popular players in the land of the rising sun. Jack, the Hog Cycle champion. Hog Cycle master up against Ruben. And this is going to be an interesting one. Of course, most people would give Ruben the advantage, but I'm sure that there's a lot of people in the chat right now who are not just hoping, but believing the opposite. So we'll see if Jack can get it done. Hugo, I refuse to believe Rich is the one typing in chat. I refuse. Well, Hugo, I have a stream deck. Here, I'll actually show you what I have here. I don't have all my pretty pictures on it, but I'll pop out to, you know what, I'll press the button here. I have one of these bad boys. This is my stream deck, right? I don't have, it's not all perfect. And there's Koji's picture right there for the Spanish chat. But I press a button here. Watch, you refuse, Hugo? Watch this. I'm going to press this button that says, boom, that button. And now in the chat, it's going to say, come on, button. There you go, subscribe. It says subscribe to my channel. So now that you know it's me sort of typing in the chat, go ahead and subscribe to my channel there, Hugo. Refusing to believe. I'm teched out, bro. I got all the setup. I got the Sony ZV-1 camera. I got the Audio-Technica BP HS1s. Some Elgato lights over here. Got myself my stream deck. Got 2 monitors up here with all my info, stuff like that. I'm ready to rock, bro. I think I'm not the one typing it here. You know, I'll type this. Here we go. I type this. Boom. People thinking I'm not the one also doing the typing here. Ruben, of course, is of course the GOAT, but today, go Jack, says Elder Flower. Yeah, dude, I hope it's a great game. And let's go ahead and check it out. Here we go, no more waiting, Ruben and Jack. Let's get it. Jack was phenomenal during the seeding tournament of the 2019 Clash Royale League World Finals. And I didn't do that, guys. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. I'm typing to... That's not me. That's from the feed. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. This is not me. This is production. This is the feed coming. Oh my god. Come on. Let's get it back on. Thank you. Oh, it's Minnie and Wallace. That's why they were switching the graphics. Because it's not Jack and Ruben right now. It's Minnie and Wallace for some reason. All right. Well. Guys, this is what happens when you have live production from people around the world. And Minnie's not having the face cam today. How great was the face cam the other day when he beat Elsiop? Not live confirmed. What do you mean, EK? This is all happening right now. Practically go ahead and check something out here. Yeah, the Vamos against, the Incite lightning block, the Vamos against Lciop. It was all pretty rad. So Wallace, top of your screen, Miniminter at the bottom. Miniminter plays for Peru, lives in the US. Wallace was, from rumors, meant to be his teammate for CRL this season. Of course, Miniminter ended up being unable to participate. But Miniminter certainly long-time, high-quality, high-level player. And of course, Wallace, if you watch CRL World Finals, we talk about beating Nova. Of course, Miniminter does have a pretty nice win here over Elsiop just the other day, but Wallace went 7-1 against Nova Esports at the Clash Royale World Finals this year. A great performance, career-defining performance. So Royal Hog's Magic Archer for Wallace splits the pigs in the middle. Miniminter going Cannon Cart GY, but with the Valkyrie. And so far, the Val not doing much to help out against these Royal Hogs, especially with that 2-2 split. Hold on, I'm checking on something, guys. I'm not really sure what happened to Jack versus Ruben, so I'm going to go ahead and try to find that out for you. I'm going to go ahead and message production right now. And there you go. Game number 1 going to Miniminter. I think Jack will be next. I'm checking with production right now to double check, to confirm on that one. So hopefully that is the correct information. They'll be getting back to me here in just one moment. Here you go, looking at the post-game information. And guys, I'm going to add something in here in a moment. Something very, very exciting in just a minute here. So give me 1 second, and I will add this in for you guys, because I have something pretty cool for you. A little announcement that I think some of you will find to be fairly neat. Where is it? Boom. There we go. And there we go. All right, I'll have this announcement up for you guys in just 1 second. I'm getting it all arranged because I know that I think a lot of you will be pretty pumped about it. Game number 2 of Miniminter versus Wallace coming up here in just 1 minute. Where is this? Perfect. And here you go, guys. We'll be up with our next game in a moment, but for those of you who want to get one of these bad boys, the Clash Royale prize box, which includes the only way still, unless you're going on eBay, to get your hands on a baby dragon. I am running a contest to celebrate the Clash Royale Esports YouTube page getting 1 million subscribers. If you go to my Twitter right now, and you can, there's the link right there for this contest. I'm giving away 10 of these boxes. 10 Clash Royale prize packs that include stickers, pins, the playing cards that are no longer available, and of course, a Supercell plushie. That baby dragon is the only way to get it. So go ahead and go to Twitter. The link is there in the chat right now. I'll go ahead and throw that out a couple of times. And, oh, we're back this time with player cams. Let's go. And Zamzams, this is not pre-recorded. This is all happening right now. And now we have face cams, which is even more fun. And right, there's the link one more time. I don't want to spam it in the chat, guys, but that's how you can win one of those cool prize packs. Go ahead, follow the link, enter the contest, follow, retweet, all that stuff. And Minnie shaking his head here because he knows what he's up against. It looks like Wallace is running most likely what we call the semi-pro special, a.k.a. the Elixir Golem Battle Healer combination. Yeah, DC, good choice, good call there. Make sure you are following. So not Eagle and Battle Healer, obviously. Interesting, different. I wonder if this is good. Is this going to be Cannon Cart, Battle Healer? And this is the fun part about this version of Clash Royale, right? With the dual mode, you know, unable to repeat decks. It creates some interesting new, potential new meta. The dual mode meta and different things we might not see before. So I don't know if there's if there's going to be an E-Golem in this one. It's certainly interesting. This certainly does not feel like E-Golem. U is to the right-hand side. Mini P.E.K.K.A does not go and get the free pancakes. And look at this, Miniminter running minor wall breakers with both Mega Knight and Mini P.E.K.K.A. That's a lot to deal with. Good fireball out of Wallace to play some defense. But Mega Mini One second, guys. Miner into the back, Mega Knight in front. These wall breakers, though, should have a nice, pretty clear path. The E-Wiz comes down. A lot of overspend required by Wallace, but he will get into a nice bit of a counter push here. Miniminter steps up low with the E-Wiz. Now the Ram Rider in. Can he get back to a Mega Knight in time for Miniminter? Zap to slow things down. Mega Knight going to have to come in here, come in late, but look at that. Perfect capitalization by Wallace. Goes with the cannon cart on the left-hand side. And now with that burn, this is a whole lot of trouble right now for Minnie. Controls the Inferno Dragon with the skeletons. 632 remains on the right-hand side, but that was a big momentum shift towards the Brazilian. $13.38, trying to hold on the best they can. Final 60 seconds, triple elixir coming. And Mini P.E.K.K.A gets two big-time shots, so Miniminter goes and pressures left-hand lane, forces the bar barrel out to that side. Ram Rider Battle Healer with Cannon Cart. Yeah, Mustafa making the good point there in the YouTube chat. The matches are not pre-recorded. Jack hasn't played yet. We had the Jack versus Ruben graphic up, but there was an error in the, we were supposed to have a different order. Miniminter needed to play second today in terms of scheduling, and there was a little bit of an order issue in terms of disconnection with production. Oh boy, Miniminter in a little bit of trouble here though. In a lot of trouble here. Fireball will be enough. And Minnie does not have any direct damage to be able to make up for that one. And there you go, Wallace wins game number 2. Which link do you want, Patrick? Let me come over here. I have too many windows open. Yeah, guys, if this was pre-recorded, we would have 0 technical issues. If this were pre-recorded, there would be absolutely no technical issues, so that's the #1 way you can tell that it's not pre-recorded. So there you go, 2 games in. I'm just faking technical issues so it looks scripted. Yeah, so it looks like it's not scripted. Yeah, that's hilarious. Can you provide, what link are you guys looking for? Are people looking for the link to the contest? You guys looking for the link to this contest here? There's a link to that contest. Boom. There you go. There's the link to the contest. If you guys are looking for that. We'll be in with our next game here in just a minute. Let's see. I think that's the link you guys were asking for. You know what? I will, let me go ahead and go into the description for this, which is actually a nice, easy way for me to fix this issue. And I'm going to put the link for the contest into the description. Let me go ahead here. That way I don't have to spam the chat all the way. I'll throw it in the chat every once in a while. Boom. That's in the description as well, so you can always get it down there. Yeah, I guess my Slack notifications were coming in. Yeah, I've been working today as well. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm also the head of production for AMG, for Aftershock Media Group. So I have a lot of things that are all going on at once. But my Slack is turned off now, guys. But yes, my Slack was popping off earlier. Do I have a favorite player? Asked Dark Remnant. Yes, you are my favorite player, Dark Remnant. Isn't that such a weird coincidence? King Tower activation, pretty easy there for Wallace. You know, the one thing that we don't have that I'd love is the ability to follow along with the available cards as they're being played. Let me go ahead and bring up Royale API on my end so I can keep a better eye on the cards that have been played as we go along. And that giant skeleton getting pretty deep into enemy territory there for Wallace. Electro Spirit having a bit of a revival in this tournament. Revival, I guess it's still sort of a new card overall, but a bit of a resurgence. All these words, like all their re-words, getting a lot of use. It's probably an easy way to say it. And it's, you know, you understand why. It's 1 elixir, has some good utility, and also allows you to save your heal or ice spirit, mostly heal spirit for other decks. And pulling that all the way in for a King Tower activation is Miniminter. But now that Snowball out of cycle, Inferno Dragon trying to get down, but that Ice Whiz plus the Electro Spirit going to make things very difficult. That balloon should be able to connect, and it does. Minnie not happy about that one. Yeah, guys, I can't really fix the signal that I'm receiving. Some people say the stream, if the stream is laggy for you, downscale the resolution. Because it seems like it's stable on my end. I'm going to go take a look at my stream health here from YouTube. And it says my stream health is in excellent condition. So if you're struggling, there might be gain lag, and that's coming from the source. We are dealing with an international production, folks. $620 remaining on the bottom right-hand tower. 3-3 split for the 6-man. Here we go, balloon left-hand lane. And Bomb Tower doesn't pull the balloon. NATO has to come out. This is a good opportunity for Minnie to take a strike back here at Wallace. Wallace has been in control pretty much the entire way through, but Miniminter should get one shot here with the Lumberjack, and now Giant Skeletons in both lanes. How does Miniminter control this? High with the 6-man, 3-3 split. But 4 to the left, 2 to the right now because of the aggro from the balloon, or from the Giant Skeleton, balloon to the right-hand side. And guys, yeah, I'm hearing the sounds coming from the clean feed as well, the robotic sounds. I'll keep an eye on that one. Again, I'm just talking. This is all being sent to me from an outside production. That will be death damage on the right-hand side, but he can't be happy about that. 204 remaining. But again, no big spell. The only direct damage that Wallace can get on the tower is that NATO, and there's no way he's NATO cycling. There we go. Now the sound's a little bit better. 3-3 one more time. Giant Skeleton to the right for Wallace. Balloon to the left for Miniminter. Fisherman going to try to pull that Giant Skeleton through to the middle and create a little bit of an opening on the right-hand side. Miner in, and no catch for Minnie. Tries to go to the front, has to go to the back. 156 remaining. Balloon goes down on the left-hand side. Miniminter about to double down on Balloon on the left-hand side behind this Inferno Dragon, I believe. No, goes to the right, goes into the Giant Skeleton and the Ice Whiz. I'm not 100% understanding that choice out of Miniminter. And does not get the catch. This was a tough situation anyway. Balloon going to go ahead and get all the way in. GG, well played. Hey, Groundhog, thank you very much for the $5 super chat support. Really do appreciate that. Groundhog, I hope that the road's treating you well and you're getting plenty of work out there. Keep on trucking. If you do want the Spanish commentary, go ahead to the Spanish commentary. There's the link to my friend Koji-san. Koji. So here's the bracket if you want to follow along and see where everyone is and how it's going. Oh, wait, that's not the bracket. Oh, no, that is the bracket. There you go. There's the bracket for you. And let me go ahead and throw that to you guys on Twitch in a second. Let me go also pop out here for another minute. Hey, Latak, just got out of school for winter break. Time to grind GC so I can beat in CRL qualifiers next year. Congratulations, Latak. Yeah, go ahead and get your GC grind on. Get ready for next season. Dean in the YouTube chat saying it's 12:40 a.m. here. What time is it over there? Right now, it is 10:43 in the morning here in Texas. Is this live gameplay? Yes, it is, Alex. In fact, you can just go to Royale API right now and look at Miniminter's account and see that this game just got played. In fact, I'm looking at Royale API right now. So you can see that game got played 1 minute and 39 seconds ago. So this is happening. And here we go, folks. The Japanese fans finally getting their wish. Let's get it. Ruben versus Jack. Best of 3. What's the best way to max out your account? Jaguars, grind grand challenges. That is the best way to max out your account. And if you say, but I can't win grand challenges, well, that's the best way to max out your account. And if you're trying to max out your account to compete in Clash Royale League for 2021, which is open to everybody, and you cannot max out your account using grand challenges because you're not good enough or you're not able to complete grand challenges, well, you're probably not going to be able to place very high in CRL either. So I would go ahead and jump on some of those GCs. Get them going. But you can definitely get some grand challenge work done enough to be competitive for the top 1,000. JL Music says, love your commentary, very insightful, and it's delightful to watch your commentary for the past World Championship. Other matches as well. Love from Hong Kong. Hey, love to Hong Kong. JL Music, thank you very much. I don't know what Hong Kong $50 is, but I know that it's $50 of Hong Kong money that I will certainly appreciate. And I love your support, man. I love that also we're international with this. That, you know, people from everywhere tuning in. It's good to hang with you guys. So hold on, we'll be here with the match in just a couple of minutes. Let's see. Yeah, Ruben. Let's see. Okay, go ahead right now. Throw in, I guess people are already doing it on YouTube. Who's going to win this one, Jack or Ruben? Go ahead, throw your vote in the chat. Oh, looks like we're doing it right now. Let's get to it. The marquee matchup of the day. Jack, top of your screen. Ruben at the bottom. And I don't think you guys need any introduction to either one of these two players. If you do, I don't think you've ever watched Clash Royale Esports before. Ruben, of course, the star of Team Queso. One of the most clutch players of all time. And between the No-Tilt League Special Edition and this fall split for CRL in these World Finals, absolutely unbelievable play from Ruben. Ruben, of course, personal best on ladder, 86-15. You want to talk about his achievements? He's won just about everything you can as either an individual or as a team player. Guys, I'm looking at my YouTube. Oh, interesting. Why did it just... I'm not sure what's happening here. Let me go ahead and test my connection speed. Why is YouTube hating me right now? I'm running my speed test. My connection is fine. What is happening here? Can you guys hear me right now? Everyone on Twitch is lagging. Lag is worldwide. Okay. Guys, I don't know what to do here. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Yeah, I'm aware. I'm trying to figure out what the problem is, folks, but I guess it's kind of a universal problem right now. What in the so the video is lagging. Yeah, but I think it's lagging on both Twitch and YouTube, guys. And I've heard other streamers are lagging as well. And I would restart just to go on YouTube, but apparently Twitch is feeling to get the same problem. Yeah, very unclear as to why the video... I mean, the video is running perfectly on my computer, so it's something about the connection. And I don't know what it is. My internet connection is operating fine. This is very strange. This is very strange. Yeah, my upload speed is fine. My ping is fine. Everything's fine. I don't know what's going on, guys. Yeah, my ping is 12 milliseconds. My upload is 14.4. My download's almost 300. I'm hardwired in. Literally no idea why that's happening. I would commentate more if I'm trying to solve the lag issue, guys. I'm talking to production right now, trying to figure out what's going on. I'm working right now. Yeah, no, everything's fine on my PC side. My computer's not running that hard. There's something weird happening with the connection. And it was running fine until essentially the Jack Ruben game. Yeah, no, my internet connection is completely fine. So let's go here. Let's pop it on my camera. Is my camera still... Am I still lagging right now? Is this laggy right here? I'm looking at YouTube. And it's still being funky. Hold on. I'm going to update the YouTube side of it. Yeah, everything looks perfect on my end, so I really have no idea. I really have no idea what's going on. I'm trying to figure it out, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to record the match so that it can maybe be available to watch afterwards. My internet is great, guys. I literally have no idea what the problem is. I have absolutely no idea what my problem is. My internet is phenomenal. I'm getting 300-something down and 15 up, and my ping is 12 milliseconds. I have no idea what's happening, guys. There's something, my server is very, very close to my house. I'm going to try to restart the stream here. After this game, I mean, this game itself is all lagged out, though. Literally have no clue what's going on. Same on Twitch and on YouTube. Spilled coffee on the capture card. No, like everything looks totally perfect here. This is really frustrating, and I'm sorry for everyone who's watching that this is working so weird. Guys, here's the Spanish stream. Go to the Spanish stream for now. I'm gonna put that into the chat. Go to the Spanish stream, and you can watch it there while I try to fix this problem. And I'll be back up as soon as I can. There's the Spanish stream. I'm putting it on both chats. Go watch there. And I will try to fix this the best I can. I'm going to try to figure it out. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to... All right, guys, we're back up, and I think the stream is better. The stream should be fixed. Hopefully. Hopefully we're still up on both Twitch and YouTube. Well, at least we'll get to watch game number 3, guys. Really have no idea what happened there. Sorry for the weird error. I did not organize this competition, Zamzams. The company that you see listed on the main graphic, Copa Brasileira, they are the ones who organize this competition. Supercell's a partner. I'm a streamer. There we go. This is a best of 3, guys. And let's not spam the same thing over and over again, fellas. So here we go. Ruben does win game number 2 against Jack. And would have loved to be able to actually watch it more directly. But my guess is that Ruben pressured the middle with the Royal Giant, or with the Royal Ghost, and then went outside with the Royal Giants. That's my guess. Didn't get to watch it because of weird technical issues. So far, Ruben has played for his spells Arrows, Log, and Fireball, whereas Jack has played Fireball, Snowball, Tornado, and Poison. So you look at what Jack's played so far, and you imagine that Jack's going to be playing either an Earthquake deck in game number 3. Hasn't played Log yet, so Hog EQ would make a lot of sense here. Hog EQ, maybe with a Goblin Cage in game number 3 for Jack, is a very likely possibility. Whereas Ruben already played Miner, so not going to play Miner Wall Breakers, which he's definitely known for. Ruben might go Graveyard here in the 3rd game. Let's take a look. And Jack going Bait, immediate Barb Barrel in response. Interesting choice here from Jack to go Bait in this one.
Gotcha.
Ruben going Poison. Ashwin saying, "Hey Rich, hope you're doing well. How do you love your job? How do you see yourself 5 years down the line?" 5 years down the line, I'll be continuing to cast CRL. We'll be in our 8th year. And I will also, my production company will be the biggest production company on the planet. There you go. So Ruben is looking like Graveyard here in game number 3. And with the spells that have been used so far on Jack's side, not a big surprise here. Graveyard into the right-hand side, Poison down. Princess way in the back on Jack's side to help deal with it. Does take quite a significant chunk of damage, though. Barb Barrel not in cycle. Ruben goes ahead with the Electro Spirit instead. We're pretty close here, about 350 HP separating these two. Martin in the YouTube chat saying Jack using classic log bait with Dark Prince in for night. Well, that's some of the little changes that people need to make when they build decks for this duel mode. Musketeer to the right-hand side. Jack starting to get some good rhythm here, and that's a nice log to take care of the Musketeer and get damage on tower. Not going to worry about the Mega Minion on the left. Does take one side, doesn't really matter to Jack. Dark Prince now sets up on the left-hand lane into the Barbarian, Princess behind. And Ruben being forced to spend poison onto the strong side tower rather than the weak side tower. He might just go ahead and switch lanes here. No, decides to go back over to the Graveyard side. And preemptive with the Goblin Gang is Jack. Now goes with his Goblin Barrel opposite side, and no damage comes in. A 3-unit spend is quite a bit of a spend on that one. But it does end up giving no damage right now, though. Jack has a 1 elixir advantage because of the Mega Minion on the field. 147 remaining, and just straight up Rocket Cycle now. Doesn't get any troops from Jack. That might have been a bit early for the Rocket Cycle. We'll see if that comes back to bite him. And just like that, you see now Ruben starting to double down. He might go ahead and no, gonna have the Barb Barrel, cannot poison, so good timing on the Barb Barrel here from Jack. And Jack is cycling really, really heavily. Princess to the right-hand side. Ruben's gonna have to deal with that in some way, but for now gonna ignore it, see if he can get a good push in. With that Princess working on the right-hand tower, poison down to take care of the second Princess. Going to be under 1,500 HP on the left. Now goes to the high bomb tower to take the right-hand princess off. Here we go. Triple elixir time. Final minute. Jack in the lead, 10-12. And that barb barrel timed and placed perfectly. And now Graveyard into the left-hand side. Princess in the middle. Poison has to come down onto the Graveyard to support the push. Is barb barrel back in cycle for the Spaniard? It is not. Goes for a troop pickup. And we are fairly close. Rocket Cycle will get the Musketeer off the board this time. No misses from Jack that time around. Prince gets picked, or Knight gets picked up at the bridge by the Dark Prince. Straight up Graveyard push and push on the left-hand side. Final 30 seconds here. Going to be down to under 700 HP, under 600 HP. We are, again, still very close. And the Goblin Barrel has to come out defensively for Jack to prevent that Mega Minion from swiping. That would have been almost a game-ending swipe. Rocket cycled onto the left-hand side. 173 remaining. Does Ruben have his barb barrel for that next Goblin Barrel to come in? He does have it in cycle, perfectly picked up. 173 to 251, Graveyard in. Poison has to come down. Can Jack get a Rocket there in time? Rocket trying to beat out the Graveyard Poison, and it doesn't! Ruben takes the win! What a foot race at the end. The Rocket was in the air, could not touch, and Ruben continues. An unbelievable 2020. What a win there from Ruben. We didn't get to see the whole match, but we saw maybe the most important game. Game number 3, the deciding one. And what a big win for Ruben. Got the poison down. Beat out the Rocket Cycle. GG, well played. GG, well played indeed. Ruben is just nutty. Ruben is just absolutely nutty. And so much fun to watch. And there you go. Thank you, Sam, for the clip on Twitch. Didn't even have to ask for it. Guys, we might have had some technical difficulties there for the first 2 games, but we got the best one. And what a game it was. What a game it was. Jack played a great game. You want to talk about a good game of log bait? That was a great game of log bait out of Jack. Very, very impressive work from Jack, the Fav Gaming star, the Hog Cycle star, but Ruben put the pressure on the best he could, and ignoring the princesses on the right-hand side as long as he could. Really smart play there. This was brilliant. This was really, really brilliant. What a great game. GG, well played. Right? Man. And the pressure that Jack put on from those Goblin Barrels was tremendous. Really tremendous pressure. Really good pressure at the right times. But sometimes you're just magic. And that's what it is. Ruben is just absolutely magical. So great work by Ruben. And now we're going on to our next one. And another banger. Another absolute banger I'm excited for. If you're not excited for these matchups, I don't know what to tell you, man. And Latak in the Twitch chat saying I would feel pretty horrible for Jack. That close taking out pretty much the best in the world. Well, Eric was on here yesterday, EB7, saying that there's no question that Ruben is the best in the world right now. Guys, for more like that, and to make sure that you're here for the whole rest of the tournament, you want to see all of Ruben's matchups? Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. They're in the link right now. Right now in the chat, there's the sub link. Hit that sub button. And of course, like this, by the way. Hit some likes on this video. I think that earned it. I think that one earned the likes right there. But subscribe to this channel. Make sure you come back for the whole rest of this tournament. We're going through Sunday for our championship $17,000 first prize. Ooh, let's go. And right now, it's going to be who can take that prize money away from Ruben is basically the question, because he's pretty good. Of course, though, we do have another pretty good player coming up here in just a moment. Xbow Master. Two pretty darn good players here, Xbow Master and Lucas. And this is one of those ones I'm very, very excited for as well. Will I be having any more guests? Asked Anna Marie over on the Twitch side. Yes, I have someone hopefully planned for tomorrow, and then someone planned for Sunday for the finals. So, yeah, don't you worry. I do have some more guests planned. I think the finals are on Sunday, right? Let me just double check that. I'm gonna go ahead and recheck my. Oh, that's not the. Where are the rules here? Where's the rule book? I believe our finals are on Sunday, though. And I will have someone for the finals for those. A very special guest at those finals is the plan right now. A very special guest indeed. Again, guys, if you want to get in on the pretty cool action here, let me go ahead and, you know what? I just realized that I lost that link. Let me go ahead and copy it. I'm giving away 10 of these boxes to celebrate the Clash Royale esports page hitting 1 million subscribers. So go ahead and join it. Check out that tweet right there, and you can enter in for a chance to win one of those cool boxes. So here we go into our next matchup. Xbow Master, bottom of your screen. Lucas at the top. Xbow Master, long time favorite of pretty much anyone who's ever played Clash Royale. Very creative player. Very exciting player. Been around for a long time. His big first splash onto the scene, of course, was in CCGS, making the top 16 of the world. After being the Korean champion for 2017 in CCGS. And then, of course, the big moment at CRO Worlds against Elsiop with the huge Golem clone play was super fun. Lucas looking like he's running Royal Giant double Spirit. Xbow Master running Royal Giant, probably Giant Skeleton here with the Earthquake. So no Royal Giant yet from Lucas, mostly focusing on defense at the moment. You have to assume this is Royal Giant with the Hunter-Fisherman combination and the double Spirit. That's been the build here for Royal Giant overall. And there goes the Earthquake cycled in for Xbow Master. And now Lucas setting up with RG in the back. He can get around pretty quickly with control for the Fish Boy. And that fireball, pretty solid fireball out of Lucas. Gets a lot of value there, a lot of targets. Has to go high with the Hunter, the Brazilian. Does get the Musketeer off the board with the second log. This deck cycles so quickly. And if you can manage this cycle, this deck can be so punishing for your opponents. 1146 to 1306. Xbow Master with the lead, the ever so slight lead, but despite playing the EQ deck, Lucas can cycle faster and spell cycle more effectively with both the Fireball and the Log here. And a second Royal Giant down. That's how quickly this deck gets out there. And a second Fisherman. Seeing double over here, folks. No, that's not a mirror spell. That's just how fast this deck gets around. And just like that, Lucas in the lead. 880 to 942. Sudden death overtime, 2 minutes remaining. Royal Giant at the bridge. And Lucas going to go ahead and try to take that all the way to the opposite lane here with the 1-2 punch. Royal Giant at the bridge now for Lucas. Cajun to go high. But this should be enough for one shot, maybe two from the Royal Giant. It's going to be just one here, 3:10 remaining. But now Lucas in a good spot. We might see him start cycling logs at the bridge here pretty quickly. Fisherman to the opposite side. Great pickup there by Xbow Master. That could be the game right here. What a brilliant pickup by Xbow Master. GG, well played. Lucas defended it kind of the same way a few different times. And Xbow Master knew the only real option there was the Fisherman. Got ahead of it with the Goblins in the middle. Very, very nicely played. Log might have been the move there. A little knockback play might have been the better choice. But hindsight is, of course, 20/20 in that situation. Game number one goes to Xbow Master. So you go from one kicks player with a crushing last-second moment against the best in the world. But now here we go with Xbow Master, the other Fav Gaming player, coming out with a nice win here over Lucas in our next game. And Thanos saying he should have logged the predictive goblins. Yeah, you have to, if Lucas had logged those goblins as well as putting that fisherman down, that would have been the best. That would have been like the greatest move I've ever seen. But didn't happen. Let me go ahead and fix something over here real quick. What the heck happened there? 1 second, folks. I'm going to go ahead and adjust something over here. Why is that like that? Boom. There we go. There we go. So game number 2 should be up here in just a moment. Here, let's go take a look at the plays, the matchups from game number 1. I should hire a technical guy. Well, if I had the budget for it, I would hire a technical guy. Also, I'm in a house. I'm in a room by myself over in Texas. Tyler saying, what does Grand Challenges do for your relation to the next CRL season? Well, if you're trying to level up your cards and get ready to compete for the top 1,000 and ladder, that's what it does. Not to mention, it's good practice, of course, to play against top-tier players. So game number 1, obviously RG on both sides. Lucas playing the log and the fireball. Delivery and Earthquake being played for Xbow Master. And Sparky for Xbow Master. I think we're going to see some more Sparky overall relative to what we've seen in the last year or so. David Noriega, do I think they will nerf Earthquake next season? I don't know. I don't think so. I'd be surprised. I wouldn't mind nerfing Earthquake along with nerfing buildings in general. So Lucas going fast cycle here in game number 2. Currently has the lead, but of course, Xbow Master can change that in a second. And that's a nice miner there. Should get bats on tower. Nice play out of Lucas to continue to add to that. So he needs to do this as much as he can here in the early moments. Lucas has some good ways to reset the Sparky if necessary, but not great ways, right? The Ice Spirit, the delivery is, I think, the best response in a lot of ways to the Sparky when it does come across. But as you can see, just there's a lot of little things like this. Delivery should come down. There you go. Boom. Did I move to Texas just to eat bomb burritos? Why would I leave Southern California for burritos? Southern California is where the burritos are at, dude. Texas is a taco state. Everyone in Austin is all about breakfast tacos, or tacos, tacos, tacos. No one hears about burritos. It's very disappointing, to be honest. Here we go. Split lane pressure out of Xbow Master. Sparky to the right, Goblin Giant to the left. And now here comes the rage. Mini P.E.K.K.A gets pushed into the Inferno Tower. That's exactly the thing that Lucas did not want, and that's going to be a big shot from the Mini P.E.K.K.A on the left-hand side, just like that. Xbow Master back in the game right now. 993 left-hand lane, 1199 right-hand lane. But right in the middle of those two at the moment is Lucas's top left-hand tower at 1089. Dark Prince across, picked up by the miner. Final 10 seconds of regulation. And Xbow Master sets up hard to the left-hand lane, has to find some response, just going to go ahead and zap the right-hand lane. And that took care of a lot of problems. And a nice high minions. Delivery and response, and this is going to be challenging because that's where the delivery comes out. Delivery now not available for this Sparky, and now doubling down. Miner nowhere near the Sparky for the pickup. Delivery back around, though. Great cycling by Lucas, and look at that Miner going to town on the bottom left-hand side. This is feeling like it's Lucas's game here in number 2. The pressure he put on early was tremendous, and that's just about it here. Just under 70 HP on the left-hand side. And Xbow Master trying to go ahead and rage his way to the tower. Not going to happen here, though. Snowball number 1 in. Wallbreaker connects. We're going to game number 3. Here's the overall bracket, folks. Here's, of course, the general information you can find on the Twitter account for this event. And a great game from Lucas. Xbow Master made it interesting there at the end. But the real key here for Lucas was that Royal Delivery. Royal Delivery was really, really beautiful. And that was the most important piece here. So now if we go ahead and take a look at some of the decks that they've already played. And we should have... There we go. There's the decks that they just played. And in the round before that, of course, was the two Royal Giant decks. So Lucas now has played both Fireball and Snowball. Log, Royal Delivery. Talking about the spells is probably the most important conversation here. So expect there might be a Barb Barrel in this one. He could go not really a good EQ deck here, but no poison. Lucas might be going Graveyard in game number 3 on the other side of it. Xbow Master has a lot of options. Can play something with Fireball, although he might play something with Poison here in order to be able to better defend against what I would expect to be Graveyard in the next game. Xbow Master might go Graveyard Archers, potentially, right? Graveyard Archers cycle. That could be a good move for Xbow Master in our next one. I don't think he goes Fireball here, although Lucas might go Royal Hogs with Poison for some reason. The matchup is being described as WinCon +3 because the Xbow, the matchup here, there's not much data on it because, of course, this matchup hasn't really been played. Not at least in the sample window that we have for this. So yeah, I'm taking a look at both Royale API and the graphic you see on the screen in front of you folks. My guess is that we might see a Graveyard matchup here in game number 3. Although lots of options for Xbow Master, having not played really any of the central big spells. Xbow Master may be going Bridge Spam here, which, if that does have Poison, could be great against what I suspect might be Graveyard from Lucas. And there you go. So probably going to be Bridge Spam here. I wonder if he's running Mega Knight or P.E.K.K.A. And Lucas out with the Electro Dragon. Interesting choice from Lucas to go with the Electro Dragon. This might be Battle Healer, yep. And Xbow Master, I think, might be going with this might just be the no win condition Royal Elite Barbarians Bridge Spam deck. Very interesting choice out of Xbow Master. Lots of responses here to Graveyard, obviously, between the Magic Archer, which is a medium response, and the E-Barbs. And of course, not up against Graveyard. We'll see if he saves the Elite Barbarians for the inevitable Elixir Golem push here. Bandit cycle to the right for Xbow Master. Barb Barrel in front. And that's what it was looking for, was for those goblins. And wow, Lucas misses the King Tower activation there. And this is a lot of pressure on the left-hand side. Snowball to make a bit more room. Cage down, but one Elite Barbarian does get on tower. Royal Ghost now working on tower as well. That's a huge, huge blow struck by Xbow Master as we go into double elixir time. And man, Lucas wants that tornado back. And now Xbow Master just loading up at the bridge. Lucas playing the Goblins low enough to not risk a prediction Barb Barrel, and here we go. Xbow Master just going to go ahead and pressure the right-hand side. I don't know about this attempt at a trade situation here. He's going to get stacked up on the left. E-Barbs are not going to be enough here. He's going to get super stacked up on, and here we go. He's going to take a ton of damage. Miscalculation here by Xbow Master in my book. Look at the damage getting in from that Electro Dragon. Gonna go ahead and double down on the right-hand side. Magic Archer getting no geometry, bar barrel deep in. The one advantage Xbow Master has here is that he's the only one who has, I mean, I guess, Snowball versus Tornado. Not much in the way of direct damage spells here. And look at that damage on the right-hand side from Lucas. If Lucas can avoid this damage right here, Xbow Master's in a bit of trouble. This is what he needed to do last cycle, is be more doubled down on this Elixir Golem push, and that's a lot of damage in. 126 left. Dual lane pressure now, though, for Xbow Master. Goblin Cage to the right-hand side does pick things up. Bandit behind. And that Bandit could get away here. The Battle Healer trying to hold on. And Xbow Master just straight up spamming the bridge. Good kite here out of Lucas. Xbow Master now seems to have repaired from the mistake he made beforehand, but that Globule gets on tower, 74 HP. Xbow Master needs to put the pressure on. Lucas has this one. Lucas has it. GG, well played. Nice win by Lucas. Nice win by Lucas. Yeah, Globule. That's the best I had there, Sam. And we'll see the update. Very good game by Lucas. And that kite was key. The pressure, I mean, I think honestly that the big mistake there was Xbow Master going for a trade in that first push on the left rather than trying to double down on that defense. That was a miscalculation on Xbow Master's part. And then Lucas just did the right thing. Just kept on pressuring, and again, a really nice kite there. And other than game number one, where it was Royal Giant versus Royal Giant, this is a pretty diverse game overall, right? 2 Royal Giant decks, minor Wall Breakers, Goblin Giant Sparky, Eagle and Battle Healer, and then Xbow Master's E-Barb's Bridge Spam deck, which this construction was very popular for a minute. What a game, what a game. There's the bracket for those of you guys who want to follow along with what's happening next, where everyone's going from here. And for those of you who are just joining us, guys, in celebration of the win of the 1 million followers for the Clash Royale esports page, I am running a contest on Twitter giving away 10 of these boxes. 10 of these boxes. The baby dragon, or a plushie in there. I don't know if it's the baby dragon or another plushie, maybe the log. I think it's the baby dragon, though. But so you can see from this picture, and some of the things aren't in the picture, but pins, trading cards, stickers, and, of course, the plush. So the only way to get these is through these fun giveaways. So go to my Twitter. You can go ahead and enter the contest there. The link is there in the chat. I'll put it in one more time for you. And that's a cool way for you to get this. So go ahead, celebrate 1 million subscribers on the Clash Royale YouTube page with us by going ahead and entering into that contest there. And we should be with our next match in just a moment. Here we go. Excited about this one. Ooh, boy, what a day, right? I love events like this. Mohamed Light and Line going toe-to-toe today. Line, the no-till world champion from the big open solo competition earlier this year. And Mohamed Light, one of the top-tier pros to have a breakout year in 2020, finally old enough to compete in CRL. The Egyptian, very, very talented, had a good run with Kick's team this year, didn't end up paying off the way that they wanted. But still one of those guys who everyone's really excited to watch whenever he plays. And we'll be with this match here in just a few minutes. You thought I was ending the stream? No, we're going to be here for a while, guys. We're getting ready for our next matchup fairly soon, and you see some of the achievements there from Mohamed Light, the big one, winning the CWA Cup 2 earlier this year. Of course, a lot of the big-time pros weren't playing in that, but as you can see from this event, they're all here. And it's going to continue being like this all throughout 2021. And guys, that's one of the reasons why you should subscribe to this channel, is because events like this will be running opposite of CRL. CRL is going to be, as we've already seen, the monthly championships coming in 2021. But throughout the year, when CRL is not happening, big events like this will be happening. It's going to be a huge year for Clash Royale esports and for Clash Royale competition. Chances for you to compete, and of course chances for a lot of the big names to be in big tournaments like this one. You know, last year we had all the tournaments like this. Every one of these tournaments was $1,000 or $1,200 or $1,500 prize pool. This one, the top prize is $17,000, and we have more like that coming in January. A huge tournament, not announced yet, but that will be in January. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the brackets for a moment, where we are so far today. And here we are, jumping into our game. Mr. Golden Chair himself. Mohamed Light, bottom of your screen, line at the top. And we haven't had much in the way of slow starts. This is our first one of the day. Three-three split here for Light. So game number one is always kind of a challenging thing to navigate, right? When you're talking about these duels. But I think that as time goes on and these players develop tendencies and we start seeing what they do repeatedly, if you're an analyst out there somewhere in the Clash Royale world, start working on taking your notes now and start developing your notes on these guys and what they do when it comes to these dual mode battles. Because people are going to need help not just in game number one, but for the entire 3-game set, trying to plan for their opponents. I have a feeling that there'll be a lot of players out there who are trying to compete at a high level in these tournaments, in these dual mode battles, who will need high-level analysts to work with them and be part of their team. Not just to figure out, you know, good deck progression lines for Game 2 and Game 3, and that's going to be a term I think we're going to talk about a lot, deck progressions, but also for planning the overall look starting with Game 1. So recruits on both sides, pigs for line, looking like it's going to be balloon for Light. Light, of course, made a splash earlier this year, being the #1 finisher on ladder in 2020 for January. That's a lot of damage left-hand lane. Pigs all the way deep in, and it's not any really great way to contend with the Hoggies. This is a tough situation for Light. Zappies will always be there to control his balloon. Flying Machine he has really no way to get to. And, of course, defending against these Royal Hogs is brutal. Balloon's trying to slide on through here, but between the... And that snowball goes to absolutely nowhere for Light. Zappies behind the Goblin Cage. Absolutely brutal situation. He's to figure out some way to outcycle both Zappies and a Goblin Cage, which is going to be really difficult to do, especially at this stage. Pigs into the left. And again, he'll prevent some damage, but not all of it. Matthew, you cannot buy those boxes. Those of you who saw the box in the stream, where can you buy those boxes? You can't. You can get them only from giveaways like this one that we're running to celebrate 1 million subscribers of the Clash Royale Esports YouTube page. And of course, if you haven't yet, I would certainly recommend going and subscribing to it now, because already been a great year for Clash Royale Esports. And I don't know if the CR Esports channel is still here in the chat, but you're modded, so go ahead and throw the Clash Royale Esports YouTube link, subscribe link here in the chat if you do. If you are available, I can grab it in a minute if you're not here. But just past 1 million subs, and looking forward to the next million over there for Clash Royale Esports. Your name for the recruits is Buckethead, says Sandy. That's hilarious. That's going to be a pretty brutal matchup in game number 1. But now the question is, what does Light do as he looks at that matchup, right? So this is the real big question now. Game number 1 was absolutely brutal. But game number 2, we're not worried about some sort of situation where Light now can get surprised by deck number 2 in the same way. He has a lot of information here. No recruits, right? So that benefits a lot of single target damage deals, benefits the P.E.K.K.A., Mini P.E.K.K.A., Prince. A lot of those kind of troops has got a lot of benefit. Knows the Fireball is out, so now Light can run something that doesn't want to that hates Fireball. And also, he's not worried about running Fireball as much because look at all the Fireball bait that's already been used. So this is a really, really good amount of information for Light, and that's what I really like about duels, is that Light got a brutal matchup in game number 1, but now has a ton of information to make his choices in game number 2. And if you look at the stuff that Light's running, he still has a lot of options that get opened up now, specifically with these cards being out. The giveaway is through my Twitter, Little Nimbus. That's the link I posted. Is where the giveaway is. You can also just go to my Twitter page overall and follow there. Sam in the Twitch chat predicting the Light will go RG and Lime will go Graveyard. We'll see. Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a good time with this one today. Next matchup coming very soon. Zach says Light should go copy deck. I don't know if he can't. He can't go copy deck because they shared cards in that first matchup. And here we go, game number 2. So we'll actually see where it's going. Light might go Lava, says Swimmer over in the Twitch chat. And the match lineup, guys, is in the description. That's a good point there, Sandy. Thank you very much, OP Mod. Tyler St. John saying, how many more years are you looking forward to see all going on for? To infinity and beyond. So looking like Hoggy Q for line in game number 2. And kicks and Light's going Graveyard, I think. Hoggy Q is definitely going to be rough here. Line doing a better job on his analysis side. And the link for the contest is in the show notes as well, guys. In the description below if you want it. There you go, Hog in, EQ behind. Now Light goes with the low cannon cart, building up for a counter push. Cannon cart does not break through. Pretty easy right now, and Mo calling good game already. No one's defending against this EQ. This Hoggy is going to be difficult. I think this is still winnable, though. Difficult, but winnable. Assuming he is playing Graveyard, which it certainly looks like. And same sequence again for Light. Doesn't give up a Hog shot, does give up the EQ shot. Light playing very slow, very hesitant here, and he's just trying to defend the best he can right now. And that's probably the right call, is for Light to defend as much as possible during single. Gonna give up a little bit of hog work on the right-hand side, but not too much. Cannon cart to the left-hand side. Light trying to break through to the second level. Good defense here from Line. Line, of course, a top-tier player out of South Korea. Did put his last season with Talent Esports. Before that, joined Kingzone Dragon X in CRL Asia for the 2019 season. currently in the lead, dual lane pressure. Lion's had some pretty solid ladder performances overall throughout his career as well. Multiple top 10 finishes. But the #1 crown and achievement, of course, was winning the No Tilt World Championship earlier this year, directly before, just before our fall season kicked off. Cannon cart to the left-hand side. Knight to the right-hand lane. Graveyard. Going to create some pressure here in triple elixir, and this is where Light can win this one. He can win this in triple. EQ in on the left-hand lane. Mortar going to hold on here. Hog does not get a connection. And now we go. Right-hand side. The ability to switch lanes here for Light is definitely valuable. The question is, can he do it well enough? Graveyard in. Will the Mortar get down in time? High Mortar. It's a good high Mortar here for Light. EQ does get the Mortar off, but again, Hog not going to get through. And Light needs to just pressure here against Line with the Graveyard. I want to keep this one going. And didn't even try to fight it out. And at that, I know it's a tough matchup, but I'm not impressed by that. I'm not, that's disappointing from my opinion. Would have loved to see Light try to pressure here and hope that he could force a mistake on a line. 30 seconds left in the game. No reason, in my opinion, to throw the poison on tower. I find that to be very strange. Very, very strange. Just a weird, weird ending. I know that you're in a difficult matchup there. Playing behind. Blake Costello saying, I'd say that EQ doesn't need a damage nerf, it needs a radius nerf. I wouldn't mind like a half-tile radius nerf. I wouldn't mind that at all. But with 30 seconds left, I'm not into that give up. And also not sure why that's playing in the background. That's really funny. Yeah, Line might have lagged. Line might have made a mistake. You might have caught him in some way. Not the most impressive thing that I would have seen there at the end. Yeah, and never count out Graveyard Poison. Yeah, 30 seconds before you have GY Poison. I don't know. I don't know. That's a weird one from my perspective. Do as you will. Do you, I guess. So we'll be on with our next game here in a minute. I don't know which one's coming up next. Oh, here we go. I'm liking this one. I like this one. Lciop and IMJP in an elimination match. Can Queso keep 2 players in the hunt for this championship, or will Elsiop take out JP and move on? This will be fascinating. Guys, yeah, this phase of the tournament is best of 3. There is a best of 5 phase of the tournament. I believe that starts this weekend. That one will be pretty fun. But for now, we are going to be in the best of 3 phase. Elsiop, of course, one of the all-time greats. 5-time regional champion in Clash Royale League, 4-time for China, 1-time for CRL East, and of course CRL World Champion back in 2018. IMJP started off his Clash Royale League career with Dignitas in CRL EU. They did not have a great performance there. Then took a season off, came back in the fall of the next year with Kicks, where they won their group, ended up 4th overall in CRL Asia, and then headed back to Spain, joined the home squad, and of course Team Queso, champions twice in 2020 in the No Tilt League Special Edition, which was huge, and of course champions thrice, actually, if you want to really count it that way. No Tilt League Special Edition champions, CRL West champions, and CRL World Finals champions. So going to Queso was a great call for JP, and JP was a great call for Queso. So far, pretty similar looks from both sides. But Elsiop and Magic Archer are close friends, and the work that Elsiop does in Magic Archer is dangerous. JP gets the cannon cart connection on the right-hand side. Elsiop did everything he could to defend against that one, still takes a big-time connection. 1690 to 1951, and JP keeps the pressure on. Wall breakers go to the left here for Elsiop. One connection does get through, so right now JP has the single lane lead at 1221 to the right-hand side, but Elsiop does have dual lane pressure, and he just has had no answer to these cannon carts. Now twice in a row, big cannon cart connection, and just like that, JP is way, way out ahead. Mortar high here for JP. And Elsiop has made things at least close on the left-hand side. JP giving up a bit of the elixir advantage here. I don't necessarily love that, but does get it back when Elsiop is forced to spend that log on the left-hand side. Magic Archer set up in the middle here. We'll take care of those goblins. JP happy to control with the poison. And no good response for JP to this miner right now. Gonna have to go ahead and eat that one up. Bomb tower works on the mortar. Is there anything here for Elsiop against the graveyard? Magic Archer trying to work on the inside. Knight working on the outside. He's gonna have to try to find some way to control that Musketeer, and he does with the high spears. Mortar played defensively for JP on the right-hand side, and Elsiop's a bit ahead of that Magic Archer now. Good NATO work, but that's going to be difficult for Elsiop to survive here against the graveyard. Poison in. I don't think Elsiop, I'm trying to look at the tick. I think it's going to stop one tick short here, and it does. 21 HP. Snowball will finish it. Elsiop now pressuring. Mortar high. Elsiop hoping he can do something about that. Not going to happen. Snowball gets around. JP wins game number 1. Magic Archer early on was a bit extra. And as you can see, did not turn out well for the Nova Star. We should have the decks here in a minute. There we go. So, Elsiop's favorite Magic Archer. And How Black, I have added you in the YouTube chat twice now to tell you how to do the giveaway. So check the chat, because I've posted the link there a couple times. And if Sandy, you want to point him to that link as well, that would be helpful. So here we go. Game number 1, Graveyard out for JP. An aggressive play going Graveyard in game number 1. Elsiop not able to defend against it. The snowball poison combination made it really, really brutal. Because of the... We do have game sounds, Dante. Are they a little bit too quiet? I can turn him up a bit. You see some difficult matchup situation here, but the poison can easily be held just for the magic archer. Snowball to get the spears off, and then at that point, really difficult for Elsiop to defend against the graveyard. But now we're going to go into our second game. And you look at what JP has played, and you go, maybe does Elsiop go graveyard here, or does he wait one more game before going graveyard? Here we go, game number 2 on its way. Yeah, I'd expect JP goes hog at some point. Elsiop needs to figure out when that's going to happen. Going bridge spam in game number 2, but not magic archer bridge spam. So looking like Royal Giant for JP here, potentially in game number 2. If this is, in fact, P.E.K.K.A. bridge spam. And it is. And look at this aggressive P.E.K.K.A. Bandit comes to the outside. If that P.E.K.K.A. can get away, which I think she might be able to. Yeah, it's a big connection there for Elsiop. Really aggressive play from Elsiop. Saw the Fisherman played in the back and just went right at it. And now that's a connection. JP knows this is going to be a brutal one. It was already going to be tough to be against P.E.K.K.A. Ewiz bridge spam with a Royal Giant. And then, of course, Elsiop just saw that. And as Wall is saying in the YouTube chat, great play for Elsiop, one of the best bridge spam players of all time, and took advantage of it. Cycles Ghost in the back on the left-hand side. Absolute punish there. And again, cycles the Fisherman in the back. And again, you're going to see the P.E.K.K.A. come right at it. Nice zap there to reset some of that. Bandit comes in behind. And this is just all bad news for JP. All bad news indeed. And this one I'm fine with JP giving up. This one I'm fine with, because this one's nowhere near close. This one's about as close as the two ends of the Grand Canyon. GG, well played. Elsiop taking game number 2. Game number 3 on its way in a minute. That zap was absolutely nasty. Elsiop is insane with this deck, with bridge spam in general. And you gotta love seeing it. Didn't even play the poison. Didn't even need it. And JP couldn't get to the Royal Giant, and so now we take a look at the decks played so far. Fireball still available for Elsiop, so's Lightning, so's Earthquake. JP playing the log in this game does make it feel as though Hog EQ is out. Because Hog EQ typically runs log, EQ, and delivery. And with the log in this game, it makes it feel like that's probably unlikely to happen. Could he go with a weird version of Hog EQ? Absolutely he could. But now game number 3 is where things get real interesting. 2 popular win conditions for JP both out, RG and Graveyard. And I don't think he plays Hog here. I just don't think he has the cards for it remaining with what he's played so far. On Elsiop's side, I think that Balloon is a bad call because lots of defensive options against Balloon for JP. Same thing for Lava Hound. It feels like that could be a problem as well. So we'll see what kind of choices they go with. Wall Breakers out. Bridge Spam out. We'll see if Elsiop goes with something a little bit faster here in game number 3. Really no idea what's going to come out on the other side. I wouldn't be surprised to see JP. I think Balloon's a good call for JP here. Tornado's no longer available. Ewiz no longer available. Balloon's probably a good pick for JP. Let's go ahead and check it out, see if that's the direction he goes. Slow start on both sides here. Lciop could go Lava Loon, but not with those cards, I don't think. And I wouldn't like going Lava Loon here, so Giant Skeleton. So maybe going Giant Skeleton RG for Lciop and Giant Skeleton the opposite. So this should be Balloon for JP and maybe Royal Giant for Lciop. We'll see. But I do think Balloon's a good call for JP, given the NATO and Ewiz both being gone. Zappy's in. So this is going to be RG Earthquake, I think, for Lciop. There you go, Royal Giant left-hand lane. I don't know if JP has any good response here. Tesla out. Yeah, that Tesla just gets shredded by the Earthquake. You know, interesting that JP hadn't really played, other than the Mortar, hadn't really played a building, so you understand the Earthquake call here from Elsiop in game number 3. So trying to slow this thing down the best he can as JP. Minor, yes, this is Minor Loon with Giant Skeleton. I think this is a good call. The Zappies make this a challenge, but with the 3-2 split to the left-hand side, this should be a nice path. Hunter comes out high, and the NATO does not turn the Hunter. Still a balloon connection either way. And just like that, JP in the lead, but Elsiop sets up Giant Skeleton at the bridge. Giant Skeleton in response, Bar Barrel comes behind. 4:59 on the right-hand side. JP in the lead, does have Minor to get on tower, but other than that and Tornado, no real way to get right to the tower, and now you're going to see Elsiop cycle 2 to the right. I think for the rest of this game here. And Fisherman pulling that Giant Skeleton out. Rough one for JP. But he is still in the lethal line. Look at that. A lot of damage on the left-hand lane as well. Elsiop being forced to ignore, or choosing to ignore it. And Minor sets up in the middle to pick up this Giant Skeleton. Tesla's going to get EQ'd away pretty easily. What does JP have for this Royal Giant? NATO pulls it all the way back. That's still going to be 2 shots, though. Does not get the third one off. And this is the problem for JP. He's got this big lead, but Elsiop can just sit on that Hunter for a long time. The question now is, can JP NATO all this back into his Giant Skeleton and get the balloon in time? No, does not get it back to the Giant Skeleton bomb, and Elsiop knows that's GG. Elsiop takes the win over JP in 3. JP heads home. Elsiop moves on in this one. JP made a valiant effort, but was unable to get his miners going on the back end. And that's what he really needed to do, was get a miner on that tower at some point and just force some defense on that backside. And the Tornado just not able to do what he wanted. Very, very nicely played by Elsiop. So here's the bracket for those of you on the YouTube side. I think the Twitch people I think know where it is already. And we'll have some more bracket info on screen here in a bit as well, I believe. So we still have matchups we still have today. Hajime versus Pompeo, Razzer and Anaban, and Sweep and Belikin. Those are matches we will still be seeing today. And they'll be pretty cool. Again, our next match coming up in just a minute here, but for those of you who are looking to get one of these bad boys, the only way to do it is to win one of the many contests. Andrew Guy's running one as well, by the way, guys. If you go to Andrew Guy's Twitter page, I believe all the casters from CRL are running them. So you can check. You can try to enter into Koji's, into Manu's, into Bruno's, into Deco's. But to celebrate 1 million subscribers on the Clash Royale Esports YouTube page, giving away 10 of these boxes. 10 of these bad boys. So go ahead and go hit that Twitter link and follow the directions to enter, and you can win one of these boxes, which will be pretty cool. And Nightbot does have the bracket over on the Twitch side, so good for you guys over there on Twitch. Looking at the YouTube chat here for a minute. Nobody is better than anyone. Everybody has to learn to lose. Yeah, except for Ruben, it feels. It feels like Ruben's better than everyone. Here we go. Next matchup. Hajime and Pompeo. Hajime, the Fave Gaming, Fav Gaming. I've heard it pronounced so many different ways. But the Fav Gaming rookie for 2020. A lot of pressure put on his shoulders, of course, but acquitted himself well over this season. Had the unfortunate duty of going up against Ruben at World Finals this year, and that's brutal for anybody. Wall asking when does the box to be announced? Between Christmas and New Year's, because you have to claim it before New Year's. So pretty much like right after Christmas, it'll be announced. The 26th, I think, is when I'll announce the winners. You have up until the 25th to enter. Pompeo coming up against Hajime. And it's great seeing Pompeo back on top of ladder. One of the all-time ladder greats. And, of course, multiple-time CWA Pro versus Pro champion. Defending champion of that over and over again. And all around one of the long-time greats and favorite players among the Clash Royale community. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot about that one, guys. Thank you very much, Sandy, for reminding me. If you do want to support me in other ways, of course, subscribing is the easiest and best way, and I really appreciate that. You can also use, let's see if it'll actually work here, because all these different pieces are being a little bit funkadelic today. Are you going to play? Come on. Come on. Not going to play? I have my cool little Code Rich graphic that sometimes pops up right over here. If it wants to cooperate. It just doesn't always cooperate. It's very frustrating. Code Rich. Come on, graphic. Let's go ahead and look at the... Oh, well, now it shows up on the other... There you go. It shows up on my other screen. Here we go. Jump into the gameplay. And Hajime just immediately splits with the 3-3. Immediate 3-3 open here from Hajime. Very aggressive open. A little surprised by how aggressive this opening actually is for Hajime, but you know, there it goes. So going with the 6 Loon is the Japanese pro, Pompeo. Looking like he's going to go full-on Pompeo in game number 1. Chisto asks, guys, what Russian words do you know? Spasiba. That's it. Balloon into the right-hand side, directly on top of that Hunter. Snowball to clean things up. Death damage gets in anyway. So it's interesting. Pompeo has used the Pompeo deck in every match that we've had so far here in this competition. And that's one of the interesting things I think about trying to prepare for these matchups, right? You have a guy like Pompeo who's so known for using this very specific deck. And so now you start thinking about the math, right? Okay, so you know Inferno Dragon, Miner, Balloon, all these cards are going to be in here. So you need to be thinking about prepping cards for other matchups, right? Thinking of, okay, if this is going to be happening, what are his other decks going to be most likely? Loon goes to the left-hand side, outside of cage range, but that Mega Minion does not push, so Fireball has to come out for Pompeo. A little extra spin he has to go for. This was a good matchup pick for Hajime. Of course, the Royal Recruits and the Minions are both great against that Inferno Dragon, not to mention the Minions, Hunter, and Snowball, all good for the balloon. And look at that, the Recruit tanking forces Pompeo to spend that zap. Doesn't matter. Hajime, great deck choice here in game number 1. Had to have a feeling that Pompeo would go Pompeo deck at some point. For the Pompeo deck in game 1, and this is the kind of preparation that you hope for with this dual mode matchup. Nice work there for Pompeo. I mean, for Hajime. Didn't go as well for Pompeo. Nice work there for Hajime in that one. We'll have the matchup information here in just a minute. Here we go. And there's pretty obvious. You can see some of the matchup data for this one. So take a look at this. Pompeo, I'm wondering how much Hajime went and did his predictions for this one, right? Like how much effort he put in to figure that one out. Hey, Dante's Inferno, thank you very much for the super chat. I really do appreciate that a lot. Let's see. Cloud 2-0. Don't you think the World Final should have a round robin? Every year we wait a whole year and only get to see a few matches. Well, I mean, you could say the round robin was the regional championships, and then we had 8 best of 5s. We had 16 hours of World Finals this weekend, or this year. It was a lot of World Finals. We had 16 hours of Worlds. I think it felt pretty good, but we'll see what they do with World Finals next year. Who knows? Cursive Dad, thanks for hanging out over on the Twitch side. Do appreciate it. You gotta wonder, okay, so now you think about Hajime very clearly went for a pretty hard snipe here against Pompeo in game number 1. So you gotta wonder what kind of choices Hajime has made for games 2 and 3, right? Pompeo not gonna be playing Fireball, obviously. If we go take a look, and actually I'm curious about this, let's go take a look at Pompeo's previous matches here. So yesterday against Xbow Master, Pompeo played Royal Giant, Giant Skeleton, EQ, and he played Splash Yard. So the question here is he going with a similar set of decks based around his Pompeo deck, or is he going with a different look? And looks like it's going to be the RG Giant Skeleton. So it looks like Pompeo might be running the same 3 decks he ran yesterday against Xbow Master. Which, if I'm Hajime, I have prepped for that for sure. And it looks like he might have. Bowler is going to be good against the Zappies at least. The question is, what does he have here for the Giant Skeleton Royal Giant? It's just individual players here, Michael, no teams. Yeah, the Inferno Dragon to burn down on the Giant Skeleton and the Royal Giant if necessary. I mean, Hajime just completely outplanned, I think. Pompeo running back the same decks from yesterday and just getting out-prepped. Getting absolutely out-prepped. Bag saying this is an awful matchup for Hajime. Interesting. Bag over on Twitch saying to play. I played RG Zappies a ton last season. Even with the Inferno Dragon, you think this is a bad matchup for Hajime? It's looking like a great one for him right now here, Bag. We'll see where it goes for here, but E-Wiz to stun, Ice Wiz to slit, the double Wiz plus Inferno Dragon. Feels like a pretty good matchup for Hajime here. But Bag in the Twitch chat calling this a 70-30 for Pompeo. He's saying it's a bad defense. Interesting. I'm very curious. He's saying he needed to EQ to Earthquake against the Graveyard, which makes sense. So again, setting up the same thing here. Inferno Dragon will work on the left-hand side, and so far Pompeo has had no answer for the Inferno Dragon. Royal Giant to the left-hand lane with Zappies behind. That could be some danger for Hajime. And a defensive freeze just lets that Valk go to work. Keep in mind, the one wrinkle here is that the freeze and the tornado are the only true direct damage that Hajime does have for tower. Sweep saying in the Twitch chat that he agrees with Bag as well on this being a bad matchup for Hajime. Very interesting. Nice quick 2-0 for Hajime. I'm very curious because, you know, this is really, really interesting that two pros over in the Twitch chat saying that this is a matchup for Pompeo. And the data over 28 games also has it for Pompeo. And Sweep saying Hajime won at the start when Pompeo did a bad Royal Giant. Interesting. I mean, between the Electro Spirit, Barb Barrel, Earthquake, and the Zappies, there are some answers there for the graveyard. Just feels like it would be difficult to get in deep there. Blake, there's very few people who are as veteran as Pompeo. I don't know if you know this, Lynx, but Lynx in the Twitch chat questioning the pro status, and I don't know if you know this, Lynx, but Sweep just finished 4th at CRO World Finals. I don't know if you're familiar with CR at Clash Royale League, but yeah, Sweep in Pain Gaming finished 4th. Check the receipts. Hajime moving on here against Pompeo. And Bags won some significant money as well, by the way. Talking about some pro plays. Why is ladder difficult nowadays? Because ladder's always difficult. Because you have so many good players. The level of play just gets higher and higher every year. Wait. Lynx, you're claiming that getting 4th at CRO World Finals on a salaried team in Clash Royale League doesn't make someone a pro? I think you're wrong. I think being a paid salaried member of a professional esports organization, competing in the professional league, winning top placement, getting 4th place in both, by the way, regional and world championship. I think that's actually exactly how you define a pro. Like if you're going to make a definition of it. Let's see. Did Igor jump in on the YouTube chat? Yeah, gotta be trolling now for sure. Yeah. Well, you know, troll a troll. Let's see. What is our next matchup going to be? Ooh, let's go. Who's ready for this one? The King Killer himself, Razzer, up against the Ultimate Sniper, who you think that this is a game format that should really benefit Anaban. I am fascinated by this one. And if there's anybody who I think can really do well in this format, in this dual format, it's got to be Anaban. He's got to be up there. Let's go ahead and jump on in. Anaban, one of the longtime top ladder players. The king of sniping. You even see the Anaban Heart Snipe there on his, as his name. Razzer, of course, the 5-season Clash Royale League pro, started with Complexity. Played 3 seasons with Complexity, 1 with Misfits, and then, as you can see now, wearing the liquid blue. Razzer Razzer going Royal Giant with Musketeer. Interesting, not the combination you typically see these days. And does he have any answer for the Inferno Dragon here? Electro Spirit will do it, and then gets the Musketeer behind, but doesn't turn the Inferno Dragon, so the burn will continue on that Royal Giant. Little cycle here from Anaban. Manish asking, do I think that Anaban will dominate in 2021? He has a very good chance. He has a very good chance, and we're getting an early look at maybe some of the things he'll do in 2021. One thing that's good about Anaban is that he's technically sound in a wide variety of archetypes and cards, right? I mean, you can say that for a lot of players, but we saw it in the No Tilt League Special Edition where he was great for Chivas, is that his versatility is very high, and his knowledge of interactions is not limited to a couple of decks he really likes. So if he and a good analyst work together and really develop game plans for his matchups in 2021, I think he has a very, very good chance of performing exceptionally well in CRO. Musketeer to the right-hand side, picked up by the Knight at the bridge, 1964 remaining. Razzer currently in the lead here, gonna have to defend against this graveyard and set up for his next one. Snowball actually kind of works against Anaban a little bit there. And that's two big connections on the right-hand side. Razzer continuing to add to the damage. Anaban struggling here pretty mightily. Eric saying in the YouTube chat that Anaban used this deck against Miniminter in my Bad Blood series. I'd love to have more of those Bad Blood matches, but people have been behaving themselves a bit too much on Twitter as of late. Royal Giant in front, Musketeer behind. This is a pretty significant push here for Razzer. 783 remains with 80 seconds left. Bomb tower set up. Fisherman will slide on in to help. Archer's low, but that's Fireball bait right there. Kaboom. So even with the Royal Giant getting picked up a fair bit, still getting tons of damage, is Razzer. Final 70 seconds. And now Razzer back to Royal Giant one more time. Bomb tower even lower this time. And again, trying to split those archers far enough away to force the Fireball to make decisions. This time, no Fireball out of Razzer. And now maybe this is the chance for Anaban, but good separation, pulling all that stuff apart. And instead, Anaban has to go ahead and poison on those two cards. And look at this. Aggressive Inferno Dragon to get a graveyard in for Anaban. Snowball pushes the Musketeer in a bit. Razzer tries to protect, but he can't get the protection down. And this is starting to get deep into territory. Momentum starting to swing a bit towards Anaban here in Triple Elixir, 395 to 917. And again, aggressive play at the bridge by the Chivas Esports players. Snowball in, and look at that. Graveyard poison down, log comes down maybe a half step early, and now we are getting much, much closer, down to under 600 HP on the right-hand side. Final 30 seconds, Royal Giant down here for Razzer. This is what he needed to do, is put pressure on. Fireball in. So the question is now, can Razzer defend well enough to survive these next couple of seconds? Poison in, Graveyard trying to get there. Can it do it? No, it cannot. Razzer takes game number one by 264 HP. Anaban did a good job of battling back, but Razzer forced the issue with the Royal Giant at the exact right time. Good job on his side. And Anaban just got caught in kind of a bad cycle situation. The Royal Giant, I mean, the bomb tower ended up not being really a concern for Razzer, as he just kept on putting the fireball onto those archers. Dante's Inferno, I don't have any information on exactly when CRL 2021 will start, other than it will start in 2021. Thanos saying people should use Mother Witch on the Twitch side. Mother Witch is not allowed in this one. Dante, I already answered your question. I am running both the commentary, no partner here for the casting today, and I have 2 chats, so you know I'm not going to get to all your questions immediately. So let's see, looking at our remaining matchups for the day, we only have one more after this one. Let's go into game number 2, and our final matchup of the day will be Sweep versus Belly. So game number 1, Razzer runs RG, Anaban runs Graveyard. Snowball and Poison for Anaban in game number 1, Fireball and Log for Razzer in game number 1. Anaban could be going Golem here, potentially. Or even Electro Giant might be the call here from Anaban. Snowball side on the right-hand side. Anaban just chilling right now. There you go, Bar Barrel in response to that Hunter. Yeah, Anaban's probably going Electro Giant here, which is interesting. Good timing there with the Baby Dragon to get that E-Wiz right inside of range. First minute away, no significant damage either way. Razzer switches lanes with the Bandit to the left-hand side. Anaban just sitting back. Blake Costello saying Anaban's playing E-Giant 150%. I think so too. That's the most likely call here. P.E.K.K.A. E-Wiz, and P.E.K.K.A. goes to the left-hand lane, so immediate E-Giant to the right-hand lane. Dark Prince gets in front of the Electro Giant, not what he wanted. The Electro Giant going to do a good job on the right-hand side, do a lot of damage both to those troops and to the tower, so nice push here for Anaban on the right. P.E.K.K.A. controlled here, but Anaban really low on Elixir, and so Razzer goes ahead and P.E.K.K.A.'s up in the back. That E was just a little bit too close to the Electro Giant. P.E.K.K.A. Ram Rider for Razzer. Let's see if he can get behind. Good lightning out from Anaban. That's going to stop a lot of this push from doing too much. But still, ahead on Elixir is Razzer, and so drops again with the P.E.K.K.A. Will he protect here? And he does protect against the E-Wiz for the Baby Dragon, but Bar Barrel goes in and makes sure that E-Wiz gets off the board. Ram Rider to the left-hand lane now. Razzer trying to press this advantage. Lightning takes off the Hunter. That Lightning's been a bit of a nuisance here for the Americans so far. Bandit should get rid of the Dark Prince. Not enough time, though. It doesn't do enough. Razzer Bar Barrels, because he was at 10, or about to hit 10, gets 2 shots, and now P.E.K.K.A.'s high. Anaban's kind of committed to this lane with the damage. I don't think he wants to go switch lanes again, especially being behind on Elixir against these P.E.K.K.A.s. That Lightning gets smart Lightning. They're not worried about the P.E.K.K.A. Gets the E-Wiz and the tower here. Does Anaban. But can he hold on? Snowball getting that cage off the board, and now Ram Rider making a beeline through the tower for Razzer. Ram Rider does get on tower, I believe. Yes, it does. And now just like that, Razzer's way back in this one as we go to triple Elixir, 1,004 to 362. That Lightning, though, could be a real problem. Electro Giant down, and I don't know if Razzer has any. He has to go with a Ram Rider behind here to slow Electro Giant down and not let it get anywhere near tower. Yes, he does. Ram Rider now working on the Electro Giant. Lightning does get on tower, so all it'll take is a little bit more here. Question is, can Razzer break through in time? Spamming the bridge like an absolute maniac. Bandit. Barb Barrel does take that shield off of the Dark Prince. Can this Ram Rider sneak through quickly enough? Does Razzer try to go for some strange block here? He doesn't. Anaban takes game number 2. We're going to game number 3. Razzer did the right thing, made it interesting with pressure, just had no answer to that lightning. Too many good lightning targets in this deck. So many good lightning targets in this deck. And that one big push. He pecked early into the left-hand lane. Electro Giant just went to the right and said, bye-bye, tower. That P.E.K.K.A. might have been a bit of a miscalculation on Razzer's part. So now looking at the decks played so far, Anaban has played Graveyard Poison, E-Giant with the Lightning, and Poison is out for Razzer. Remember, Anaban already played Graveyard. So Anaban has decks built around Fireball, built around EQ that he can play, although a lot of the pieces for Hog EQ with the Archers and the Bomb Tower already played. Seems like he wouldn't really go Hog EQ in game number 3, so Anaban could go Lava. Someone mentioned Lava, I think, in chat. Anaban could go Lava with Fireball. Lava Miner Fireball wouldn't be the worst here. And if you take a look at the cards that Razzer has played, between this deck and the last deck being RG Fisherman with Musketeer, Razzer hasn't played much in the way of Fireball bait cards. Yes, Mother Witch is not banned from these matches because she's too new. Competitive Clash Royale tends to ban a new card until it's been out for a month, or at least a significant portion of time. Razzer was trying to snipe Anaban's deck with P.E.K.K.A. Ewiz Hunter. Oh, he was trying to snipe P.E.K.K.A. Loon Freeze. Interesting thought there. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see P.E.K.K.A. Loon Freeze out of Anaban, although the cards for it are there. And it's Lava Hound Frame. So probably Lava Miner Fireball or Lava Loon. Oh, he already played Mine. No, he didn't already play Miner. Yeah, so it could be Lava Miner Fireball. Could also be Lava Clone here, and look at that. Giant Skeleton on roller skates, and that's tower down left-hand side. Razzer just goes and blows that left-hand tower out of the water. Miner goes into the Ice Whiz and arrows. And that's going to be a pretty significant tower trade here. Anaban might come out on top from this one. Flying Machine on tower, a lot of pups in, and Razzer has to just not spend on this. So Anaban does come out slightly ahead. So Lava Miner for Anaban. You cannot reuse any cards in these matchups here, Eric. This is within a given match. You must use, in a best of 3, you must use 24 unique cards, 3 decks of 8 that do not repeat any cards. So that's our overall system for this matchup. That Giant Skeleton getting in deep. Anaban just letting that Giant Skeleton get all the way in here because he believes he can get the tower on the other side. But Bomb Tower comes in for Razzer. And that Bomb Tower is going to clean up most of that. There's going to be a nice little chunk of damage, but I think Razzer comes out on top of that. Dark Prince does not pick up. And yeah, Razzer with a bit of an oops there. Half step late and low with that Dark Prince. And no connection. Razzer playing this Giant Skeleton just to pull all that stuff back. Will he NATO it all together? Not going to, because he needs it on this side. Barb's in. Was that NATO a little bit early there? Nope, seems like it worked out pretty well. 1287 to 1437. And shockingly enough, the skeletons from the tombstone pressuring the king tower on the opposite side. Here we go, sudden death overtime. Anaban with pressure on both lanes. Razzer trying to find some way to hold on here. And it's basically been giant skeleton play for Razzer. The freeze comes in, but what does he have for these barbs? Just enough. Gets the Dark Prince down. Final minute 40. Gotta assume that there's a... Is this graveyard freeze or balloon freeze for Razzer? I'm assuming it's graveyard because we haven't seen a balloon. And you understand why graveyard wouldn't be played right. Bomb tower down one more time. That's been the story here. Dark Prince to pick up the aggro, but no, the flying machine gets on tower. For the second time, a bit of a miscalculation out of Razzer, and Anaban takes the win. And we'll move on in the undefeated portion of the bracket. Razzer will drop down into the elimination bracket. Tough moment there for Razzer. Two little misplays. Oh, Hog Freeze, says Jat Mundar. Nope, Graveyard. I was going to say, I assumed it was Graveyard because we hadn't seen it. Are Mohamed Light and Mohamed Parsa two different players? Yep, completely different players. I don't think I've ever seen Mohamed Light play the Mohamed Parsa deck. Yeah, rough situation for Razzer there. And now you can see in the upper undefeated bracket, oh, these will be some good ones. Wallace and Anaban will be fun. Rúben and Lucas, that's a great one. Very excited for Rúben and Lucas. And you see that those players who are grayed out, they are upper bracket players. So Jack is still in it, Xbow Master's still in it, Miniminter's still in it. Razzer also still in the competition because it is double elimination. Why is B-Rad not here? Because B-Rad doesn't play competitive anymore. B-Rad's a content creator now and doing very well. About to hit 200,000 subs is B-Rad. I think he's at 197,000 right now. So we'll see if I think they're going to show us more of the bracket here. I'm not in charge of these pieces. And Mugi is not playing. Mugi had to step out for a minute. I saw the Mohamed Parsa deck, but it's really good you can climb ladders in that deck. Yeah, I mean, there's some really interesting one-trick decks out there. So we'll see if they show us more of the bracket here. We do have one more match, Sweep versus Belly. And this is an elimination match between the Canadian and the Brit. And if you want to see more of the challenge, the bracket, here's the challenge link there in chat. My views on RF not playing CRL. You know, we'll see if RF does come back or not. But, you know, I think that for every player, for every competitor and everything, whether you're playing football or playing Clash Royale or playing CSGO, playing whatever it is, there's a lifetime to your professional career. And I think some of the pros who have quote-unquote retired will make a comeback, and I think some of them won't. I don't know who is going to come back in 2021 for the new version of CRL and who's not. I think we've already seen some players who said they were retiring have played in this event. So we'll see. We'll see if who does and doesn't come back, but you know, everyone has a timeline, a lifetime for their career, and when it's time to move on, it's time to move on for some players. And I think that what's really cool is I think that a lot of these players have a chance to be great at something else. So we'll see if RF comes back, great, and if not, wish him well, and I know he'll do great at whatever comes next. Parsa and Denisito Pro have the most interesting top ladder deck, says Thanos in the Twitch chat. Yeah, maybe. They have some strange ones. So we are in the lower bracket, guys. This is our final match of the day, and it will be an elimination match. So we'll be with that one in just one moment. While we're still here, guys, if you haven't yet, go ahead and, first of all, like this. Go ahead and like this video. I see that we have 1,600 people here right now, and we could get that up to 1,000 likes. That'd be dope. 674 likes right now. Throw a like on there. Give some love. And if you haven't also already, in the chat right here, hit the sub button. Subscribe to this channel. Make sure you don't miss. Make sure you're coming back here over and over again, because we have still 3 more days of this competition, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, plus more competitions like this starting in January, maybe even starting late December for 2021, for another big event coming that will be announced very soon. So go ahead, hit that like button, hit that sub button. Make sure you come back. Belly splits Zappies. And I said this yesterday, but I think that this is a format that really benefits Bellicon. I think the players who just play decks they like and don't really research their opponents, I think will find this to be a, you know, this format won't really do anything for them one way or the other. Maybe they'll win some, maybe they'll lose some. I think that they will find challenges and difficulty against the players who really prepare for this. And Bellicon's one of those guys who really prepares for things like this. And I think that he will benefit from that sort of cerebral approach. You know, we saw earlier today, Pompeo ran back the same collection of decks that he ran the day before. I think that could hurt Pompeo in the long run. Bellicon, I'm going to go ahead and look at what his deck choices were from yesterday, but I think that we're going to see more variety out of Bale. Although he could be proving me wrong, because looking like he's running the... Let's see, did he run this yesterday? I'm going to go back and... Man, he's playing so much I can't actually go back and find his matches. Hold on. Hold on, folks. I'm going to try to rewind here in Belly's match history and see if I can find his matches from yesterday. But, oh yeah, here he is against Bale. So he did run this deck yesterday against Bale. What I'm curious about is, does he also run Goblin Giant Double Prince again, or does he go with something different? He's been liking Goblin Giant Double Prince, he's been running it a bunch. So we'll see if he does, and if he does, we'll see if he prepares for it. You see some of Bellicon's awards in the back there. And that exclusive CRL Season 1 white hat. I used to have both the white and the black hats, but I gave away one of them to Yusuf, who works for Stats Royale and also does the thumbnails for CWA. Gave one of them to him last year at CRL World Finals in exchange for some thumbnails. I didn't make me too many thumbnails. But I never did really, but he helps me out every once in a while. Ram Rider in, Zappy's working. So Belly with the single lane lead right now. Sweep splits 3-3, and Belly completely unhappy about that. This Royal Giant could get through. That's a great snowball out of Sweep, but I don't think it'll be enough. That's the snowball he needed, but it's not going to be enough here. And yeah, EQ will finish it. Bellicon, solid game one, solid deck choice in game one. And Sweep knows it. Going to go ahead and EQ here. Belly gets away with it. GG, well played. Let's see. I see in the chat here, and I'm gonna go ahead and jump in on the saw here. In the chat here, DeFrederick saying he believes he is better than the guys here. Well, DeFrederick, I have great news for you. If you think you're better than these guys here, I have wonderful news for you. CRL 2021 is open to everybody. That means you can play in CRL 2021. So go ahead, start your Grand Challenge grind right now. get yourself ready to push to that top 1,000 ladder, make the top 1,000 ladder, make this tournament, and win your portion of $1.6 million, $75,000 every month with a $1 million prize pool for World Finals. So, DeFedric, you can do it, man. You're better than these guys. Go prove it. You have the chance to prove it in 2021, and I totally believe that if you're anywhere near as good as you're saying you are in chat, that you can do it. So go ahead, get those decks ready, hit top 1,000 on ladder, qualify for the tournaments, and yeah, $75K every month plus $1 million for World Finals, $1.6 million. Dude, that's easy money for you, bro. Go get it. Go get that easy money. I believe in you. Here's the matchups from game number 1. So let's see if he's running, if Belly's running Goblin Giant Double Prince again. That'll be interesting. I will be surprised if Belly is running Goblin Giant Double Prince one more time. Not entirely sure, but it is what he ran yesterday as part of this. Sweep going with Fireball, Ram Rider, 6-man. We'll see if Sweep goes Graveyard at some point here. I think Sweep might go Sparky. Goblin Giant Sparky is, I think, pretty cool right now. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him go Goblin Giant Sparky. I wouldn't be surprised to see St. Bellicon go to counter that. Lava Clone for Belly. Is Sweep ready on this? Oh, Bellicon with the immediate head shake. Going, what? Yeah. Great call from Sweep. Belly's played a lot of clones so far in this tournament. And now he's up against... Oh, man. You better have NATO here, Sweepy. Belly just can't believe it. Hey, it's a different meta. It's an absolute different meta, and Belly is just like, what? Yeah, you got sniped. What is this, Call of Duty? Get out of here. That's crazy. Good call there from Sweep. Let's see if he can make it pay off. Let's see if he can make it pay off. You're assuming that Belly's running... Belly might be just running Lava Miner, but you assume that Belly's running Clone. And Executioner down again for this Lava Hound. This is great. Belly could win this one. Belly certainly could win this one. I mean, Executioner is generally... Ugh. But that's a nice little NATO Exy combo right there. Can Sweep set up, go the opposite direction. So far, Belly's getting more damage, though. Sweep going to pressure that left-hand lane. Untitled Puppet, hello, in response to you. So Sweep running, still running Sparky, running Giant Skeleton Sparky Executioner. Graveyard. Is this a weird ladder deck that I just don't know about? Is this someone's nonsense deck that I just don't know? Because this is out there from Sweep. Let's put it that way. What a strange deck out of the Canadian. Double Executioners down. And I don't think Belly likes that very much. And now with 2 Xy's down, Sweep has a real chance to make something happen here. Those Xy's are going to shred through those barbs. Does Sweep poison here? He does. And Sweep's not, or Belly's not liking this at all. It feels like he's still in a good spot, though. Because I don't know what Sweep can do about this. This Lava Hound's going to do some damage. It's going to do some significant damage here. Miner goes into the back. Yeah, I think this is GG here. Belly might not have liked it, but it worked out fine for him. Look at the look on Bellicon's face. What a weird deck choice from Sweep. And you see what he was going for, but Sweep was going, I think Sweep thought he'd be against Clone, not against Jet Lava Miner. I think when you look at this, right, the NATO, the Xe, and the Poison, I really think he was predicting Clone. Ended up against Lava Miner, and not quite the same matchup there. And that was a good one for, yeah, no matchup data here. Matchup WinCon +2. There is no matchup data on this one because what the heck did Sweep play here? Giant Skeleton, Sparky, Graveyard, Xe. Hey, thanks for the sub there. Do appreciate it. And Belly moves on in the lower bracket to face Hajime in the next matchup. Good job there. Guys, tomorrow's matchups. Jack versus Benzer. Miniminter and Yakitori. Xbow Master and Boss. Razzer versus Igor. Elsiop in line. The Belly will play against Hajime. And then, of course, we're going to start getting into some of the later parts of the bracket. Starting to get tight now. Alfie asking, what do you think about Supercell adding more and more cards? Does it add real value? Well, I mean, you have to add cards over time. I think that this is a good overall system. As there are more cards, shifting towards dual mode, I think, is good for that. So, you know, the game has to evolve. Has to change, has to grow. Jupiter King and Schwarzen up in the upper bracket, both still undefeated. Air Surfer and Bale as well. And then that's going to be a banger tomorrow. Ruben and Lucas. I don't actually think that one's not on tomorrow, I don't think. Yeah, they're still in the upper bracket, so they get a day off, I believe. And then Wallace versus Anaban. This has been fun. This is a great tournament. I'm loving the deck variety that we're seeing overall from dual mode. The attempts at snipes. I'm wondering, let me go ahead and take a look at the deck that Belly just played here. Because I'm wondering if that was the same deck sequence that he had planned from yesterday. Because I think he still could have been playing Goblin Giant Double Prince. So that might be the same deck sequence. There's again our schedule for tomorrow. Bale and Belly, Jack and Benzer, Minnie and Yakitori. Xbow Master versus Boss. Razzer and Igor. Elsiop and Line, Sweep and Wallace. And then, of course, some of our winners will move on. The overall challenge bracket coming your way in the chat right now. So a lot of fun Clash Royale left to be played tomorrow. Here's the sub link in the chat. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe right now. Get your notifications turned on. Make sure you come back here tomorrow. And we're going to go closer and closer to that final prize pool, $17,000 first prize for the winner of this tournament. That's right, you heard me, $17,000. Not $1,700, $17,000. This is some legit cash on the line in this tournament, and you can bet these players are going to get pumped as they get closer and closer to that end. Going to be very exciting, guys. Thank you very much for joining. I really appreciate having each and every one of you here. Thanks for being a part of it. I'm excited for this tournament. Hope you're enjoying it as well. As I said before, if you haven't yet, go ahead and throw that sub on here as well. And then don't forget, I don't think my image will work. Oh, you know what? That's why it's not showing up. Boom. Use code RICH. There it was. It was just layered wrong. Use code RICH in the Supercell shop for your Pass Royale, or if you're talking about your gems to get ready for your Grand Challenge push. Prepare for CRL 2021. Let me go ahead and throw that thing on there one more time. Boom. Is it going to work this time? Come on. Don't do me like that, code RICH. Don't do me like that. There we go. Code RICH. Go ahead and use that in the shop, especially preparing for your CRL 2021 push. You need to gem up a bit, get ready for your Grand Challenge run, your Grand Challenge grind. Throw that in there. Help a brother out. That's it for today. I'm Rich Slayton. Tomorrow back with, I believe, another special guest is planned, and of course a very special guest for our finals day as well. So sub, hit that notification, make sure you don't miss a moment, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow, same time, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. in the East for more Clash Royale All Stars competition. Mañana, mañana. Take care.